Well, hey everyone, it's Scott, and what I want to do today is actually show you how to get more out of your portraits, and to show you that there's definitely different perspectives to a portrait, and you don't always want to have just one dimension. And what I mean by that is sometimes whether you're doing a session in your portrait studio, if you have a studio, or if you're using digital backgrounds and props, there's definitely advantages and disadvantages to having your own studio. Now, I'm not saying don't have your own studio, because by all means it's going to make life easier for you, because you're going to have the facility to be able to set up your lights and have clients come in and stuff. But with that being said, I still think that using digital backgrounds and props is going to give you more flexibility, and it doesn't mean you have to only use these. But I did want to show you that whether you're in a studio or not, you're still going to want to think about this stuff. Now, if you are taking, let's just say you have a set like this in your studio, and you wanted to get that child in front of the bed to get more of a close-up, and to give the bed and the drapery kind of the background look, well, you'd have to think to yourself to do that. Now, let's just say you forgot to do that. If you forgot to do that, you'd have to have the client come back. You'd have to set the the thing all up again and have the subject out in front. What I'm trying to say here is you really need to make sure that you get all the shots you want to get. In this case, what I could do, because I have her basically behind the bed right now, and that's the cover-up layer. See, she's just standing there because I already cut her out. What I could do is take her and drag her above the cover-up layer now. All right, now she's here, but she's a little too small, and then I just go ahead and scale her to be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to bring her up like she was standing. Let's go right about in here, because that's about where the floor would be, and you wouldn't see everything. We're not going to cut her off at the knee. We'll cut her off just about above the knee, something like, well, even bring her over into the flowers, leaving the lead in there. Yeah, like something like that. So let's just go ahead and hit apply. And now you can see we have a whole nother shot, right? That's the shot maybe that you wanted to get that you didn't get. All right, and you've seen how easy that was because I already had the subject cut out. Now I can put that subject in any background that I want. I can do anything I want. Now, if I wanted to get rid of maybe some of this stuff up in here because maybe there's too much space now, well, now I just crop it. And I just actually did a lesson in our Digital Creations Club about cropping and how to get the most out of your images. And I'll show you one little trick, all right? Basically, the crop tool. I know, it's pretty easy. I mean, people aren't using the crop tool like they should. But you can go in here and you can crop this image in tighter and closer. You can make it a horizontal. You can make it anything you want just by using the crop tool. Just make sure that your dimensions are what you want them to be. In this case, I want a vertical. I want it to be a 8-inch by 10-inch portrait. That's what I'm going to use, and I want it to be 300 dpi. Okay, that's very important. If you don't have that at 300 dpi, you have it at 72 dpi, your quality is not going to be good. And always don't save over your image. You want to always save it as a copy. All right, so then I'm just going to go ahead and drag over my image wherever I want. I can even crop it in tighter, which I probably will in this case. Bring it up a little bit, bring that down, and then I'm going to use the lower third, or the rule of thirds here. See the rule of thirds? This is in CS5. The rule of thirds is a great option. If you don't have it, it's going to look like that. You can still kind of create the imaginary rule of thirds, but it's a really nice feature. And I'm about in there. I might even want to bring that over a little bit to give it a little bit more of a lead in, and then let's just go ahead and hit crop, and let's see what happens. Yeah, look what we got here. We got a little bit of the rose still there. We got the background there. But maybe, you know what? Maybe I don't like that. So let me go back and let me do a different crop. Let me bring it in here, bringing her down maybe over a little bit that way now. And maybe, you know what? Even into her head a little bit. A lot of people get nervous about cutting into a head, but if you're going to do it, don't just do it a little. Bring it in so this way here it's it's known that you did that on purpose. So bring it in like that, maybe bring it over just a little, and let's just go ahead and see what that looks like. Yeah, look, now we got a great close-up that we were able to do with just a couple of clicks. Now, I would probably add a vignette to this to draw more of the focus into the face, but you get the idea. The idea is, you can get so much more out of your portraits. Now, another example, let's say we wanted to go back to how it was. Let's go and bring this down below. Let me go over to my pointer tool here. Let's say that I wanted to bring this now behind. Well, obviously she's way too big, right? So now I just scale it down, holding the shift key, and I'm just scaling her down. Still too big. right about, well, maybe even a little bit smaller. Something like that. I'll bring her up a little bit because she might be, yeah, something like that. In there. Okay, now what I might want to do is crop that so more of the bed is into the shot. So then I go right back to my crop tool, and I'm going to bring this in. Maybe want to get some of the pillow there. You want to get some of the pillow, some of the front of the bed, maybe even a little bit tighter, something like that. That'll give me a nice look. A little bit of the scroll down here, and let me go ahead and hit crop. And let's see what that looks like. Beautiful. Look at that. We've got a nice shallow depth of field going on here. We got a little bit of the wood showing here. We've got the bed, we've got the cushion, and we got a nice close-up of her, and we got rid of all of the other stuff that was in the shot. So we created, you know, another shot from the initial shot, all right, just from a few crop moves there. All right, so I just wanted to show you, number one, the power of using these, but also that if you are just in a studio and you're doing these shots, don't forget to, you know, to move your subject around, get different angles, you know, create different shots with the same set that you're using, because it's going to be a lot harder to bring that subject back if you miss something, if you really wanted to get something and you couldn't. This way here with digital backgrounds, of course, and props, you're able to maneuver, and you're able to take that that child or subject and move them around, and, you know, bring them in closer, bring them further away, and just get a whole nother perspective with you know, just one shot, because this is really just one image, one time that we shot the subject, and now we're able to manipulate it by using Photoshop. All right, so that's it. That's going to wrap up this short little video. If you want any more information on our Digital Creations Club, I'm sure there'll be a link somewhere here around this video. Go check it out if you aren't already a member. If you are, then log in. You've got a new video waiting for you for this month, and it has to do with a lot of what I just went over, but even a little bit more in depth. All right, so that's it. That's going to wrap it up. I'll talk to you later.